Let's see if the guy sings Shakira. I'm about to go check on this job. We just started it 2 days ago. I was out of town, so I haven't seen it yet. The demo, they pretty much cleared out all the plant material. I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm bringing the guys the plans so they know what to prep for the next areas. We are pouring brand new concrete. We're doing a flagstone patio with a fire pit. We're putting sofa couches instead of a built-in bench. It makes it a little more affordable, plus they're really cushy and comfortable. The planting, we're gonna completely redo. We have a small lawn area for the dog, and then we're pouring a concrete path that will circulate the property. The client's in a wheelchair, so we wanna make this as accessible, easy to take care of, and as beautiful as possible. All right, so I'm putting up some of the color samples, and one of them is the house color, which is this sagey green. You can see the existing color is kind of this tan. So this will be different. It doesn't look significantly different now, but when you put a big swatch up, it'll make a big difference to the space. A small sample is not that helpful. You might as well just put a color card up. So making a bigger swatch will give you a better idea of how the light works with the color. So putting a big swatch down here on the shaded side, and then I'm gonna do one more over there on the sunny side of the house so I can see how the color reacts with both. I'm also putting this sample down on the bottom here because we are pouring concrete today. It's a Mesa Buff color from Davis, and I want to see how these two colors interact together. So we start in the far corner and we'll work our way down the patio through the path over here, and then we'll finish up in this area over here because we'll probably have to do a cleanup, and then we'll have a cold joint, but I don't care if it's over here. Here we have the Mesa Buff is the color of this concrete from Davis Colors, and they pour it roughly to the height that they would like, and then you can see that they're pulling up the rebar from the ground. You can also use little like concrete blocks to hold it up there. But if you want to save money, you can just put it on the ground, and as they pour it, they pull it about halfway up through the concrete. You can see he mostly fills it to the level he likes it, and then they come and follow up with the wood float, which is kind of pushing it into place a little bit to get it roughly to that level. It's so exciting to see the concrete go in because this is the big game changer in the yard. Now the yard is really coming together. The homeowner can come out here easily, same with this dog, and it really just sets the tone for the rest of the space. All right, so they pre-measured where we want to put our control joints, and so now they're using this stick, they're matching up the mark, and then they have the string, and they're gonna snap a line, and that line will tell them where to cut their joints. But the nice thing about this too is that they just snap the line so we can approve, make sure we like where the lines are gonna go before they actually cut the concrete. Basically the control joints control where the concrete's going to crack, because the nature of concrete, it's going to crack at some point, usually, almost always. So if you put the control joints in, you can design where it's going to crack. But what we're going to do with this concrete is we're going to do what we call a top cast, which is basically a retardant, and it doesn't allow the top layer to set. So they'll spray it, and then tomorrow or when we come back, they'll go ahead and power wash it off, and then that's going to leave the top of the concrete to have a nice exposed aggregate. So we'll get a nice like sand top finish. Love it when that guy sings Shakira. All right, so this is our cold joint right here, basically meaning we didn't have enough concrete in the truck because we had over 10 yards. So we had to order a cleanup, which basically is extra yardage of concrete to fill this area up. So they went as far as they could. You can see that we still have the rebar in there that's gonna hold this piece together. Cold joint is basically a weaker point in the concrete, typically, because you have finished concrete and then non-finished concrete. Cold joints are not like my favorite thing in the world, but they're part of doing concrete unless you have another truck like sitting in the waiting, but it happens often. So we'll just come through and finish this up with the rest of the concrete matching the color and finishing it up, and we'll finish it all off with a flagstone top, so you won't even ever see that there was two pours. The concrete is totally in, the flag mat has gone in. This is the Desert Gold. Right now they're mortaring these in with thin sets and making making sure the level drops off to the far end, so any rain we have will go off to the garden area. It's not the true color, it kind of has this white film on top of it, but when you hose it off you can see the color a little more true, and if we want it to stay that darker color we can use like a wet sealer or just a sealer that will make that color pop a little bit more. But as you can see, we had a lot of hardscape, so I wanted to vary it up by having different material over here. Once the furniture's in, this is going to be awesome, and the fence is all going to be painted as well, the plants. So I would say we're about halfway done right now. I have a secret. I order all these plants, I design them in the plan, and then I completely rearrange them. And secretly I do that even if all the plants are here anyways, because when you're in the job site, some plants just, you find where they belong, you know? Not everything from the nursery showed up, so I left empty containers in certain areas with the gallon size. For example, this guy right here, empty 5-gallon bucket. So the guys know to dig that out, and then I'll drop that plant in when I can find it. We use the St. Augustine, which is very tough grass, and I use it because the client has allergies and it's one of the lower allergen grasses. You really want to water it as much as you can right after you install it, so we're almost flooding it out. So first they saturate the soil, and then we're using the lawn roller to really help level and settle it down. That way those roots can grab. So the painters are here today and they are making mad progress. We are finishing up. This is our last official day, and then there'll be some minor touch-ups. So Luis right now is straightening and leveling the fountain, which just showed up today, thank goodness, because if it hadn't, we would have had to send like 3 guys back here because it's so heavy. So mulch is going in, all the plants are in, and then I'll be maybe back 1 or 2 times to finish some things. From the premier editing studios of Sarita Landscapes, I'm Sara Bendrick. Thank you for watching.